welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh my goodness, it has been so long. Life for me has just been so crazy. But anyway, I'm back and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make cupcakes from scratch, either to sell as a business or to gift to someone you love. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. My name is Zoha and today the weather is absolutely beautiful, perfect to do some baking. I cannot believe we're nearly at 2,000 subscribers. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. What? That's honestly insane, and thank you so much for the love and support. It's honestly been huge. I see everyone's lovely comments and messages all the time, and honestly I appreciate it so much. I love helping others and teaching them, so I'm really hoping this video helps you a lot. I'm going to be discussing all the baking basics, so equipment, ingredients, technique, how to box them up, all of the tools you need to create the best cupcakes ever. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and let's get started. Okay, so first we're going to be starting off with the cupcake base. This is my go-to vanilla cupcake recipe. Full measurements will be in the description box below. Start off with a large mixing bowl. You want to get some unsalted butter. This is just a regular block of butter that you get from the supermarket. I like to cut my butter up into small little cubes so that it will be easier to combine and also measure in my measuring cup. Always make sure that it is unsalted. You want this to be soft, so what I like to do is put it in the microwave for around 30 seconds. Then you want to beat the butter using a hand mixer. A hand mixer is going to be your very best friend as a beginner baker. It is very affordable and will help you out a lot if a stand mixer is out of your budget. I did not get a good stand mixer literally until a few months ago because I know they can be very expensive. And then you want to add in your sugar. I like to use white granulated sugar, but you can also use caster sugar. That also works really well in this recipe. Cream the butter and sugar really well, so I like to beat this on the high speed for around 5 minutes just so it does combine extremely well. Again, you are not able to achieve this step by hand. I made the mistake where I used to try and do everything by hand when I was a beginner and it just does not work. It doesn't give you the effect you need. And once that is creamed, again, make sure to scrape the sides of your bowl and bring everything together because next we are going to be beating in our eggs. We need a total of 3 eggs for this recipe. You're going to be adding in 1 egg at a time and beat in each egg for around 1 to 2 minutes. This helps to create and beat a lot of air into the batter, so that just means we are going to get the most amazing, lightest, fluffiest vanilla sponge, and it's going to be amazing. Usually when I get to the 3rd egg, that's when I also incorporate my vanilla. I get a lot of questions whether vanilla extract is halal, and indeed it is halal. The vanilla I'm using today is vegan, but of course everyone's biggest fear is whether it has alcohol in it or not. And yep, there is no alcohol in this vanilla, so it is completely halal and you can definitely use it. After the eggs have been mixed in, scrape the sides of your bowl. I scrape the sides of my bowl after every step. This helps ensure everything is mixed evenly. And then it's time to add in the vegetable oil and also your buttermilk. Do not use any other type of oil for this recipe, only vegetable oil. Buying buttermilk from the supermarket is crazy expensive, so I always make a substitute at home, which I think works 100 times better. You add a tablespoon of white distilled vinegar to a cup of whole milk, and that gives you your buttermilk substitute. You can by all means use regular whole milk, but by using buttermilk it gives you the softest sponge ever, and also it lasts a really long time as well. The cake does not dry out at all even after being placed in the fridge. And then it's time to add in the plain flour. I do not like using self-raising flour because it doesn't give me the same effect I am after, and it's not accurate either. So I like to use plain flour, and make sure to sift your flour really well so that the batter is super smooth and so that there are no lumps in the batter. Add in the baking powder, baking soda and salt. Going back to what I said, when you add the baking soda, it will interact with the vinegar in the buttermilk, and that will create the soft light sponge we are after. Hence why I like to create my own buttermilk by adding in the vinegar. I gently fold the mixture by hand first and then with the mixer. You do not want to overmix. Mix everything just until everything is combined, otherwise overmixing can result in a very tough sponge. Make sure you're scraping the sides of your bowl and making sure all of the batter is very well incorporated and everything is mixed in. Now for the cupcake tin. As you can see at the bottom of this tin, the base is quite deep, and this will help give us beautiful long tall cupcakes, and they will fit beautifully in the box as well. Again, when I was a student, I did not have the money. I was so broke, so I used to buy these really cheap muffin trays from Poundland which were really flimsy. And so when I used to bake the cakes, they did taste really delicious, but they just used to be really wide. If you go onto my Instagram Zoha and look at my posts in the beginning, you will see what I mean and see the difference. That's why it's important to get the right type of cupcake pan. I learned along the way that a good quality investment helps you out a lot. Add in your muffin cases into the tray. As you can see, they fit perfectly inside. I always like to use an ice cream scoop. I would prefer using a regular size one, as you would only have to scoop once, but I lost mine, so I am using my mini one. What I love about this recipe is that it gives you exactly 12 cupcakes. Nothing is being wasted, no extra time wasted, so it's literally perfect for baking as a business or even for gifting. And once everything is evenly distributed inside the the cupcake cases, shake and tap your tray to remove any air bubbles inside the batter. I baked these in the oven at 175 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. You want to always preheat your oven before baking. And also ensure you are baking in the middle shelf of the oven so that the heat distributes evenly. You can do the toothpick test to ensure it is baked perfectly. When there is no wet batter on the toothpick, that's when you know that it is baked perfectly. Also, this is a little hack I like to do by using a fork and spoon while the cakes are hot. If you gently tap the top of your cupcakes, it will get rid of the dome and give you that lovely flat top cupcake, which will be perfect for decorating your cakes. Literally such a lifesaver. Now, whilst my cakes are cooling, I will start to make the buttercream. Again, you want to use plain unsalted butter and you don't want this to be melted at all. You just want it to be super soft so it beats really perfectly. I'm using my stand mixer for this because it's so much easier and saves me a lot of energy and effort, but again, for the longest time I use my hand mixer and that just works really well as well. Sometimes even better because you're getting more control with the whisk on the hand mixer. I like to beat the butter for around 5 minutes or just until the butter has become super pale in colour, and that's when I will start to sift in the icing sugar. I am using the 1:2 butter to icing sugar ratio to create my American buttercream because I find it works really well and gives you the best amount of sweetness. You can use the 1:2 ratio as well, but personally it doesn't give me the nice level of sweetness, but if that suits your taste requirements then you can absolutely go for it. For this recipe I use 200 grams of unsalted butter and 400 grams of icing sugar. Whilst I am beating the butter, I do stop in between to scrape the sides of the bowl so that everything is in the middle and then restart my mixer. I don't like using salted butter either because it does ruin the taste, so always ensure your butter is unsalted. And again, it needs to be the butter block that you get from the supermarkets, not any type of baking butter or spreadable butter because that will not work. I add in the icing sugar in 2 parts, always start mixing on a low speed and then gradually increase the speed. Always sift the icing sugar because later we are going to be piping the cupcakes and you need to ensure that the piping does not get stuck. There have been so many times my piping did not come out nice and the rosettes did not come out nicely because I didn't sift the icing sugar. After I added in some whole milk to smoothen out the consistency, I'd say around 2 to 3 tablespoons. Always start off with 1, otherwise it can come out too runny, which is something you don't want, especially in hot conditions. I transferred a little bit into a separate bowl because this is going to be the white buttercream I am going to be using in my design. For the rest, I am colouring it green in this really beautiful sage colour. A good quality food gel is must, and Pro Gel is one of the best brands I've used. A little bit definitely goes a long way, and I also love their colour selection. Start to beat the buttercream again, and I always stop this halfway, scrape the sides so that everything is in the middle of the bowl again, and start the mixer. Mix on a really high speed, and then finally towards the end, because this is a large batch, I'm going to mix this on a really low speed for 2 minutes so that we don't have too many air bubbles. The longer you mix on a low speed, and if you mix gently with your spatula as well, the less air bubbles you will have. I still remember the days I used to do this with a hand mixer. Your arm literally feels like it's going to fall off. This is why cupcakes are expensive. When they are bespoke and made with a lot of love at home, it's a lot of effort. And that's it, the buttercream is all ready, and now it's time to pipe them on the cupcakes. For the cupcakes, I'm using a range of piping tips. I love using the Walton ones. I'll be using the Walton 2D, 4B and 6B. And these are the piping bags I use. They are from Amazon and one of the best ones I've ever had. I will link them in the description box as well. But yeah, you want to snip the bottom of the piping bag and then fit in the piping tip. Then you want to get a tall glass and fill in the piping bag and put it to the side. This is the best and most effective way to fill in your piping bags. It's very easy and useful. I also need to mention that it is important your icing is quite stable and cold in temperature. When the temperature is hot, you need to put it in the fridge for 20 to 30 minutes. Otherwise the icing will be too melted and you won't get the nice designings on your cupcakes. But yeah, I filled in the Walton 4B bag with the white buttercream, and the 2 green buttercream bags have the Walton 6B and Walton 2D. I've seen some people flip the bag over and add in the buttercream. That is some crazy pro behavior. Even I'm not on that level. I still use the glass method. It gives you control. You add the perfect amount of buttercream to your bags every time. It was super hot on the day I made these, so I did have to put the bags in the fridge for half an hour so that the buttercream becomes stable. But yeah, put the buttercream bags on the side, and now it's time to finally start packaging the cupcakes and designing them. This is literally my favorite part of the whole process. I always get my cupcake boxes from Amazon, and these are the cupcake boxes I use. Honestly, the best, such good quality. All you have to do is open the box and it is ready made. For the insert, you want to fold the corners and it fits perfectly into the box, and that is the cupcake box done. add the cupcakes to your box. I prefer to decorate the cupcakes in the box because it's so much easier, and of course the risk of messing up the cupcakes is really low as well. And this is why you need tall cupcakes and the right type of cupcake pan so that the cupcakes are beautifully spaced out. All of this stuff might seem basic to you, but these are real mistakes I made as a beginner. I did not use the right techniques and the right equipment, and it took me ages to figure out my mistakes. But yeah, I did create a few designs, so I created some rosettes and swirls. I love using the Walton 2D tip, create a rose. I think it makes the most beautiful rosette, but you can also use the Walton 1M. I mean, there's always battle of piping tips, you know, Walton 2D or Walton 1M, but I prefer Walton 2D all the way. I did this design where you create little white shells with the Walton 4B piping tip and then 2 mini rosettes using the Walton 2D buttercream. And then I done it the opposite way where I created little shells using the Walton 2D and mini swirls using the Walton 4B. These are literally my go-to piping tips for when I am doing this design because you can create so much with these and make it look so beautiful. As you can see, the buttercream consistency is amazing, and as you can see, there are hardly any air bubbles. And finally, in the end, I added on some mini white sprinkles to complete the look. I think it definitely adds a beautiful touch to the cupcakes and finishes off the entire look. These mini pearls are also from Amazon. And there you go, look at how amazing and professional these cupcakes are looking. Literally all you have to do is follow the steps in this video, use the right ingredients, the right equipment, and follow the recipe exactly how it is shown. No shortcuts, no changing anything about baking the cupcakes correctly in the middle shelf of the oven. Follow all of these steps. And finally, to finish the cupcakes off, I did add a happy birthday topper on top as well. I'm really hoping this has helped, and this is the longest voiceover ever. I've literally been talking for ages. But yeah, the whole point was to just show you how easy it is to create professional cupcakes from your kitchen that taste sensational and cupcakes that everyone loves. Oh wow, that honestly looks beautiful. I need to be really quick and just pop these in the fridge because it's so hot that icing can melt. So make sure you do put it in the fridge if the temperature is really hot. Honestly melting right now, oh my god. I'm literally melting. Honestly love summer so much, but one thing I absolutely hate is the heat. Baking whilst it's hot is not for the weak. It is crazy. I'm absolutely finished after that. It's honestly so hot right now, but anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. Please do subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment and share. So yeah, I've put the cupcakes in the fridge now because they are going to be collected tomorrow, so that's probably when I'll add the ribbon and message on top, so I'll definitely make sure to record that for you guys as well. But that was it guys, thank you so much for watching. My kitchen is an absolute tip right now, so I need to clean that up. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. I need this after a long day. So it is the next day and I'm finally getting the box ready for collection. I added some tape to the bottom to secure the lid to make sure it doesn't open. And now I'm adding a bow. These bows literally work like magic. I got them from Amazon, and you basically pull the string and then you get the most amazing big professional bow. Biggest lifesaver ever, because this was the part I used to struggle at the most. I usually tape the side of the bow also where the string is so that it is not flimsy and that it stays secure. I was so shocked when I saw these for the first time. It's so crazy to me when people come up with these insane genius ideas. It's a big game changer and you can get so many pretty colors as well, and they are very affordable. I also use this bow in my cupcake bouquet tutorial, which I'll link in the description. And that's basically it, a beautiful professional cupcake box to gift to someone you love or to sell as a business. I hope this has helped you all a lot, and see you guys next time. Bye!